Did you miss the granddaddy of trade shows, Mobile World Congress in Los Angeles last week? If you did, stick around. I'm going to ramp you up. Hey everybody, it's Paul Harris here. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Last week was MWC 19, otherwise known as Mobile World Congress 2019 at the Los Angeles Convention Center. If you were not there, in the next very few minutes, I'm going to do my best to try to make sure you felt like you were there. So you guys know MWC, right? Monster show, 25,000 attendees, over 500 speakers, nearly 2,500 CEOs. It's truly a worldwide event that brought together key stakeholders from over 100 different countries. I'm just going to give you the major topics, themes, and here we go. Are you ready? Number one, shockingly, 5G. 5G's a lot of talk about spectrum, IoT, right? Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, AI, self-driving cars, health, primarily telehealth, media and entertainment, and Fintech, financial technology. So those were the big things, themes. There was some other stuff that got a lot of play, a lot of love down there as well. And I'm gonna go over those right now real quickly. So mobile edge computing, in-building private LTE networks, CBRS, a lot of talk about CBRS, some very cool stuff there going on, as you know. Big data, smart cities, connected home, immersive content, AR, VR, etc. So, and by the way, I'm going to include some articles, insights, announcements, etc. That came out of the event in the description below, all right? So what I want to do right now is talk about the interesting things, maybe 4 or 5 things that I thought were the most interesting. So number one was this. Tuesday was the big day. That was the day to be there. And may I say, attendance trailed off significantly after Tuesday. And I'll talk about the Tuesday keynotes in just a second. So that was number one. Number two, I didn't see this one coming. Sprint had a gigantic booth and a ton of folks from Sprint were attending. Conversely, T-Mobile had very little presence at the show. And speaking of the T-Mobile and Sprint and the merger, I don't know if you're at the same place that I am on that whole deal, which is basically I'm tired of reading, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen every day? And I basically want to say, tell me when it's done or it's not done, right? But the bottom line, what I want to communicate to you is that there are still some very smart, well-informed people that are saying it's going to happen. Conversely, there's some very smart and well-informed people that are saying it's not going to happen. So I guess I'm back to where I started, which was saying, wake me when it's over, basically, right? You may be in the same camp with me. In any case, if it doesn't happen, there's certainly some very interesting implications with the amount of debt that Sprint has, not to mention both carrier spectrum position. Right? I think you're with me. Lastly, I want to talk about this. So over the years, you've known this, as industries go through different cycles, you can judge the amount of interest, hype, excitement, profitability, ROI, etc. by the number of money people who attend a trade show. Money people, I'm talking about private equity, venture capital, investment banking, etc. And by the way, we're doing a lot more work in that space, and I mean a lot of more work. And there were certainly plenty of those folks at the event, and some were even on speakers, panel members, etc. And I'll highlight a few of those in the description below as well. Very interesting, the amount of hype that's going on in our industry, and these guys sense the money, and it's going to be a great place to be. Real quickly, and then I'm done. Tuesday keynote speakers, you probably know who was there. Meredith Atwell Baker, who's the president and CEO of CTIA. Of course, Ajit Pai, chairman of FCC, always does a great job up there. Matz Granard, who's the director of GSM Association, otherwise known as GSMA. USA Cellular President and CEO Ken Meyers, who's also the chairman of CTIA. Eric Garcetti, we know him, right? Mayor of Los Angeles. And then Robert Bakish, who's the president and CEO of Viacom. Those were the main speakers and panel members, etc. on Tuesday. So you guys, that was it. Great show. Once again, as always, if you need any help with recruiting in that space, that's what we do. And next show for me, actually, I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'll do a download for you when I'm there. Great to talk to you. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day. Bye-bye.